Attorneys negotiating a $2.78 billion settlement of class action antitrust cases against the NCAA are working to clarify parts of the agreement that a judge wants to be addressed before deciding whether to let the landmark deal move forward. Our Riley Underwood is here to break down the complicated case. Riley.
Well, this case is House versus the NCAA. House is the last name of former Arizona State swimmer Grant House, who's the lead plaintiff in the case. The NCAA, of course, the governing body for collegiate athletics. They're the defendant along with the 5 Power 5 conferences, the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, and the SEC. At a recent hearing, U.S. District Judge Claudia Wilkin declined to grant preliminary approval to the settlement and expressed dismay with a plan to regulate and potentially restrict third-party name, image, and likeness payments to athletes from booster-funded organizations called collectives. Now, these collectives are pools of money that boosters put together to recruit, retain, and pay college athletes. The NCAA wants to restrict the collectives, and House does not. NIL collectives have been popping up in almost every Division I school, including every Power 4 school. The deal will also pay out nearly $3 billion in damages to current and former college athletes who were denied opportunities to cash in on their fame when paying the players was outlawed. It also sets up a groundbreaking revenue sharing system that will permit schools to direct more than $20 million per year to their athletes. This would mean paying the players directly, and the way to spread the money would be up to each school.
Riley, what clarification does the judge actually need?
Well, the judge said she needs clarification because the NCAA is kind of being wishy-washy on what they want NIL to be. She said that if it's approved, then the NCAA will be explicitly paying for play and allowing schools to pay their players directly. So that no pay-for-play thing is kind of not going to be there anymore. The NCAA has dug themselves into a hole here, and the judge and the plaintiffs, they both know that.
Riley, you mentioned a few of the Power 5 schools, but what about the non-power schools with maybe a little less money on their balance sheet?
Oh, well, Carson, those are the ones that are kind of upset with this because the smaller D1s, they don't have a say in this settlement. They're still getting hit with the implications. The governors of Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, and South Dakota have all spoken out and expressed their concerns over the way that these new rules will impact their schools. The settlement would put all D1 programs on the hook for payment and all the other new policies as well. Nearly $1 billion of the $2.8 are owed from those outside the power conferences. It would also mean that those schools would be losing out on over $200,000 per year over the next 10 years. That's what this settlement is all focused on.
Riley, the pay for play seems to be moving really fast. What's the root cause of it?
Well, it all started with the introduction of the transfer portal in late 2018. Before that, players had to sit out a year when they transferred schools. After that, NIL was introduced, and it was meant for brand deals, but it's really spiraled out of control because there was no guidance when it was first introduced. My question to the NCAA is, how are you not winning these cases? You make over $1 billion each year, and every single court case you go into, you lose. When you look at the reason that NIL was introduced, this is not what it was for. You kind of got to look at the monster that they've created with this, but it's really likely what the future of college sports will be.